Hello, good evening all. Is my voice is audible? Okay, let us start with today's session. Today we are going to learn about HTML. We are going to start with HTML, then we will be continuing with other topics in upcoming sessions. Okay, I want to know like how many of you have an basic knowledge about HTML? Before we start, just I want to know how many of you know about basic HTML. Yep, guys, please reply. If you know, please yes. If you don't know, I will be going to teach you from scratch level. Okay then, no worries. Okay, HTML stands for, let me share my screen before I start. Is my screen is visible? Okay, today we are going to discuss about HTML. We are going to discuss about HTML fundamentals. What is an HTML? HTML is nothing but it is a hypertext markup language. As everybody know the abbreviation like what does the HTML stand for? HTML is nothing but hypertext markup language. And then what does the term hypertext refers to? Does anybody have any idea regarding hypertext? It is a normal English word. What the word refers to? A hypertext. Hypertext is nothing but a clickable area where you can able to see button is a clickable area. In that same format, hypertext means clickable area where you can able to see when I place mouse on this particular mic symbol, this is a clickable area. The term hypertext refers to an clickable area. Hypertext and the meaning of hypertext is nothing but an clickable area. Okay, and then we have markup. Markup means it is nothing but making content with tags. HTML, as everybody know, HTML is all about writing code with tags. Is it right? In the HTML, we use so many tags in order to write the HTML code, like paragraph tag, heading tag, and all. In the same format, markup stands for making content with tags. Okay, is it clear? Hypertext means nothing but an clickable area. Then markup stands for making content with tags. And then we have language. What the term language refers to? Language is nothing but a set of rules and syntaxes. A set of rules and syntaxes. Okay, the word completely hypertext is a clickable area. Markup is nothing but making content with tags, and then language is it is a set of rules and syntaxes. Okay, the word HTML is nothing but a hypertext markup language. This language will follow some clickable area and then making content with tags and then follow some set of rules and syntaxes. Is it right? In HTML, even if you make any mistakes, it doesn't think. It will automatically follow the instructions which you give. It follows the instructions which you give. It doesn't think at all. Okay, here we have simply like hypertext markup language. Hypertext is nothing but text with links that connects to other documents, which is clickable area. Then markup. Markup is nothing but making content with tags. Tags that define elements and their purpose. Language is nothing but system of communication with rules. As everybody know, HTML will run in Chrome browser. Is it right? HTML will run in browsers. The browser will only understand HTML file. Okay. Hope you guys understand what the term HTML stands for. Just type yes or no. Make the class interactive. There are up to 10 people in the class, but no one is responding. Okay, then this is the website architecture of how a HTML file works. When you visit a website, when you type something, the browser will send a request to the server. Server is nothing but the backend. When you type something in the browser, it will send a request to the server, and then the server will send a response, and then the response will be in HTML file. Then the browser will showcase the output in HTML format. Okay, the browser can only understand the HTML file. Okay, when you request something, the server will send the response in HTML file. Then the browser will showcase the HTML file in a visible format. Okay, you can add some of the CSS and then some of the images and JavaScript to make it more interactive. Is it right? And then this is the proper HTML structure. The let us make simple. The extension of the HTML file will be .html. As everybody see, this is also a HTML page made up of HTML content. As you can able to see, day2.html. The file extension is an starts with .html. Okay, the HTML file will be having an extension of .html. So let us start with some live examples. You can make use of Notepad or any editor in order to run the HTML pages. Okay, okay, over here, this is I am using Visual Studio Code in order to run the HTML codes. Okay, You can use any notepad or other tools in order to use the HTML. I have just opened the web folder. In this particular web folder, as I said, the HTML file should have an extension of .html. So I will be creating a HTML file which is index.html. I have made the extension as .html. Is it visible? I have made the extension as .html. I have created a simple index.html file. In this, I will write the HTML code. As everybody know, the HTML code will be starting with doctype. Doctype HTML. What the term doctype refers to? Every HTML page will start with this particular doctype as HTML. The word refers to it tells the browser it is an HTML page. With this particular line, it tells the browser like it is an HTML page. Okay, by placing this particular line, it says the browser that it is an HTML page. Okay, then without this particular line, your web page will make like behave weirdly without this particular line. And then we'll be starting with HTML. Every HTML file will be having open HTML then close HTML tag. In between, you have to write the entire HTML code. As everybody know, HTML all code will be in tags. So the HTML have to start like this. And then this is a closing tag of HTML. And then we have head and body. In the head, we'll be including some of the styles, CSS, which is CSS, then JavaScript files, and then meta tags. All will be placed in the particular header section. And then we have body 2. This is body section. The entire web page will be to be placed in the body section. In the head, I will be making a title. We have a tag called title. Title is nothing but if you place over here, let me show you day 2. I have made a day 2. When I run this particular file, just you have to double tap, it will automatically open in Chrome browser. As you can able to see over here at the top of the browser, you can able to see day 2. This is the title which I have provided for the HTML file. As you can able to see, if I make day 3, the HTML file title will be day 3. In title tag, you can able to make the title of the particular web page. Okay. In the body, we have to write the entire HTML code. Over here, I'll be making hello world. As you can able to see over here, hello world has been printed. Are you clear about this particular HTML structure? A simple structure. Doctype, we have to start the HTML file with the help of doctype. Then we have HTML open tag and close tag. Inside we have head and body. Okay. Anybody have any doubts regarding this particular structure? Hello, kindly respond. Okay, then we'll be continuing with some of the tags in HTML. This part of head will not be visible to the user. As you can see, except the title, remaining things will not be visible to the user. in an HTML page. Even if you write in between HTML tags, this head part will not be visible to any user because it will be hide. In the body section which you place inside this particular body, these things will be visible to the user, except this particular title which you include styles, JavaScript and other which will not be visible to the user. All will be visible which you place in the body section. Okay, now let us go with some of the tags. First of all, let us go with some of the tag. First of all, let us move with heading tags. In HTML page, heading tags are the most important tags in HTML page because as everybody uses browsers, the browsers read only headings. The browser read only headings. When you type something based on the headings only, the browser will get the pages and then showcase the websites. Okay, these headings will play a major role. That too, H1 tag. H1 tag plays a vital role in a website. When you type something with the help of H1 tags only, it will get the data and then showcase your website at the top. Okay, so heading is nothing but in HTML we use H1 for highest level of heading. Let me show you. Hello, I have mentioned hello. Then up to we have heading tags up to H6. We have up to H6. We have up to H6. What is the difference between this particular H1 and H6? The main difference is nothing but as you increase the number, the size will decrease. Let me show you the output. As you can able to see, this is H1, this is H2, this is H3, then H4, H5, H6. H6 is the least size. Is it clear? H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. This is the heading tag. Then we have paragraph tag. Paragraph tag is nothing but where you can able to insert some description with the help of paragraph tag. You can use paragraph tag. Okay. Then we have break tags. If you want to split this particular paragraph into two parts, we can use some break tag. In break tag, there will be no closing tag for some of the tags like BR. For BR, there will be no closing tag. These type of no closing tags are also known as self-closing tags. We have so many self-closing tags. I will explain one by one. Here BR is known as self-closing tag because there will be no closing tag for BR. BR stands for break. Inside paragraph, inside the paragraph tag, I have mentioned a break tag. When I run this particular code, you can able to see the paragraph has been split into two parts. Okay. Then we have another tag which is HR. HR tag stands for horizontal line. If you want any line in between this particular two paragraph, let me use HR tag over here. After break, I'll be using HR tag. For HR also, there will be no closing tag. When I run, you can able to see an horizontal line in between those particular two lines. Okay, is this clear? We have discussed about heading tag, then paragraph tag, then break tag, then HR tag. Is there any doubts? Now let us insert some of the images into the particular website. So to insert an image in a website, we use image tag, img src. This is the image tag. Here we have to mention image. For the image also there will be no closing tag. Then src is source. We have to send the path of the particular image. Then alt stands for alternate text. If the image doesn't load, the alternate text will be visible. Let me make over here. I have mentioned image as an alternate text. Let us download an image. Let us download this particular image. The desktop I will be placing in the folder. Just I have downloaded the HTML image file. As you can able to see, download.png. I have downloaded this particular image. Now I will call this particular image over here. Download.png. Then alternate text for the image is image. When I run, you can able to see the image which I have inserted in a web page. Is this clear? When the image path is wrong or image load fails, the alternate text will be visible. You can able to see image as the alternate text. If you change alternate text, in the alternate text, the text will visible. Okay, is this clear about alternate text? Then in the same format we have anchor tag. Anchor tag is nothing but as everybody know, HTML stands for hypertext markup language. Hypertext, which is a clickable area. The entire internet work with anchor tags. The entire internet work with anchor tags. As everybody know, when you click something, it will automatically take you to other destinations like format. In the same format, the anchor tags plays a vital role in internet, which is a clickable area. When you click on this particular text, it will automatically take you to the desired location. How to use the anchor tag? For anchor tag, we use a anchor tag. In the anchor tag, we use href. Href is nothing but the destination. The URL which you place over here, when you click on this particular text, it will automatically take you to the desired location. Let us take this particular URL. I'll just paste the URL over here. Let us make google.com itself. Place over here. Over here I will make click here. I have just mentioned a anchor tag, then href. In the href, I have mentioned a URL, then text for the particular anchor tag. When I run this particular code, you can able to see, click here. When I click on this particular line, it will automatically opens Google because I have provided the Google URL. Okay. As everybody seen, when I click in this particular link, it will automatically open the page in this particular tab. If you want to open this particular link in a new tab, just you have to mention target equals to blank. Just another attribute, target equals to blank. When you mention blank, when you click on the particular URL, a new tab will open. This is clear about anchor tag. These are all known as attributes. Attributes are nothing but it will make the visibility, it will make the behavior different. Even in the image tag, we have some of the attributes like width and height. You can make adjustments in the height and width of the particular image. If we make height as 100 pixels, then we height as 100 pixels. You can see the image sizes. This is clear about anchor tag and then image tag. Even if you want to make this particular image clickable, you can make with the help of two tags. I will make this particular image inside the particular anchor tag. I will make all this particular inside the anchor tag. I will mentioning all the image tag in an anchor tag. You can see the anchor tag started here, then ended over here. In between the anchor tag, I have just placed the image tag. When I run, you can able to see the image will be clickable. When I hover on the particular image, you can able to see an clickable area. When I click on this particular image, you can able to see it will open the link which I have placed in the anchor tag. Is this clear? I need reply from all. Does anybody have any doubts? Just kindly reply. Is this clear? In the HTML, we have some of the forms. Okay, let us discuss about some of the input fields. As you can able to see over here, this is an input field where you can type something and then just by placing submit, you can submit the values. In the same format in HTML, you can able to make this type of inputs with the help of simple line of code. Just by placing, let me show you. Over here, I will be making a simple form. The form will be having form tag. This is also a form. When you submit, this is also a form. So the input field will be in the form section. So I will be making a form. form open tag and then form close tag. Inside this particular form, I'll be making a input field. Just an input field. Input type as text. Just I have mentioned input type as text. When I mention input type as text, you can able to see a text area where you can able to type something. It is clear. Just I have mentioned input type as text. You can able to get this type of interface. And then if you want any button, input type as okay, let us make a submit button to button tag. You can use an button tag. Type as submit. This is a simple form with submit button. As you can able to see, this is a submit button. Just I have mentioned button. Without this particular thing, you can work. Just this is a submit button. Just an input field, then a submit button. Okay. This is clear. Just I have mentioned input type as text and then a submit button. Even without entering something, when I click submit, the form getting submitted. If you want to make this particular input type as text as required field, just you have to mention a attribute like required. If you mention a attribute required, then this field will make considered as a required field. Without filling this input field, you cannot able to submit this particular field. Even when I without typing something, when I submit, you can able to see this field is please fill the field. Is this clear? Just I have mentioned input type as text and then required. By placing required attribute, it will be considered as required field. Without filling this particular input field, you cannot able to submit the form. Okay. And then in the same format, we have input type as email. When you mention input type as email, the input field will consider only email formats. The email format will be having @ and then a domain name such as .com, .in, .org, like that formats. Without making that format, if you mention raw input field, then click submit, you can able to see an error message regarding please include an @ in the email address. Okay. And then showcasing this particular is missing an @ symbol. Okay. Just I have mentioned input type as email. Even without required, you can get an error message like just I have mentioned 123, this is not an valid email. When I submit, you can get an error message because this is not an email. Okay, is this clear? Then if you want, this particular input field should be pre-filled. When you open this particular form, this particular field should be pre-filled. In that particular cases, just you have to send value. Value equals to example @gmail.com. This particular value will be visible over here. This form is automatically filled. Instead of filling like this, just you can place placeholder. Placeholder is nothing but showcasing how to fill the particular input field. Let me show you. Check @gmail.com. This is an example field. This showcase like this. Just you have to type this particular format. When you type, the placeholder field will be vanish. This is clear. This is a placeholder. You can mention a placeholder. Just you have to type like this for like format by saying like that. This is clear. Placeholder is nothing but just saying him please enter email you can type anything. Okay, it's clear about placeholder. And then we have read only. Read only will make read only input field. You cannot able to make any type. Even when I click, you cannot able to type anything in the particular input field because it is read only. You cannot edit. And then we have another attribute like disable. When you make disabled, the input field is disabled. The input field is disabled. The input field is disabled. You cannot able to edit or see. Okay. And then we have input type as search. Input type as search. What this particular input type of search will perform? When you type something, you can able to see a cross mark over here. This is a search field. This is a search field. When you type something, you can able to get this type of interface. When you click cross, the entire input field will get disappear. Is this clear? Till now we have discussed about input type as text, input type as search, then input type as email, then an submit button. Is this clear? Then we have, if you want any date, you can use input type as date. Date. If you mention input type as date, you can able to get an calendar. As you can able to see, just I have mentioned input type as date, you can able to see an calendar. You can able to see an calendar. You can able to see an calendar just by placing input type as date. Is this clear? If you want calendar, just you have to type input type as date. If you want date and time, you can able to mention input type as date, time, hyphen, local. Just you have to mention date, time, hyphen, local. You can able to get an date format, then time format, then AM, PM. Is this clear? Just to get an calendar, just you have to mention input type as date. If you want date and time, just you have to mention date, time, hyphen, local as an type. If you want only time, just you have to mention input type as time. You can able to get an time. As you can able to see, just a time. Does anybody have any doubts regarding this? Just see. Please have a look at the code. Is this clear? Then if you want week, you can able to get an week also. Just input type as week. Just by placing week, you can able to get an week. You can able to see week, the particular week. This particular week. Is this clear? Is this clear? Just by placing input type as week, you can get an week. If you want month, you can place month. You can able to get a month. You can able to see month. Is this clear? If you want date calendar alone, you can able to place input type as date. If you want date time, you can able to use date time hyphen local. If you want time, just input type as time. Then if you want week, just input type as week. If you want month, you can place input type as month. Then you have different input types. If you want input type as, if you place input type as color, you can able to get a color selection option also. You can able to select any color you want from the placing input type as color. And then we have input type as range. If you mention input type as range, you can get this particular interface, a range selector, just by placing input type as range. As I have said, input type as text will allow you to type something. If you want to make it as only to enter numbers, just you have to mention like input type as number. Just by mentioning input type as number, you can able to get an input field which allows only numbers. As you can able to see, without, I cannot able to type nothing. Just it allows only E, that too only one single E. It is number field where you can able to get positive and negative values. Okay. Does anybody have any doubts regarding these particular input fields? Hello, is this clear about this particular input fields? These are the basic part. With this particular thing, we are going to build something in upcoming classes. Okay, no one is responding. And then we have some more input fields such as input type as password. When you mention input type as password, you can get an input field, but when you type something, it will be visible like this particular format, which is dotted format, because this is a password. Just I have mentioned input type as password, so it allows only passwords. And then we have another input field which is input type as file. When you mention input type as file, it allows you to pick and file. You can able to see it allows you to pick and file. It will be UI like this format. When you click on this particular thing, you can able to click and file. Okay, just by placing input type as file. Even you can mention buttons with the help of the input field, such as input type as button. You can able to get a button. Is this clear about this particular input fields? By tomorrow, everybody should learn this particular input fields. Okay, I'll share this particular thing which we have discussed today. Does anybody have any doubts regarding this today's session? Today we have discussed about basic HTML structure, then heading tag, then body tag, then heading tags, paragraph tag, anchor tag, and then some of the input fields. Okay, by tomorrow everybody should learn this particular input fields. Just you have to change the particular type as text, search, email, date, time, week, month. That's alone. HTML is like simple. Even you make errors, it won't show make it as error. Whatever you type, it will run as an HTML file. Okay, just try to practice those which we have learned today. Does anybody have any doubts? Is this clear or nothing? Kindly reply. I think no one is in class. Only one replied. What about remaining? Okay, just try to learn what we have discussed today. I will share an HTML file. Just go through it and try to learn this particular thing. Okay. Okay, we will wind up the session today. Then we will be continuing by tomorrow. Thank you.